Hey, this is Stacy from Let's Cook Y'all. We have not done this but once before. I have no idea if it's working. I have no idea if anyone's out there. We wanted to jump on and see how everyone was doing. We are doing well. There is no sickness in our house. We are self-isolating, as they call it, staying home, which is not that hard for me. I tend to like to stay home anyway. Tim is having a little more trouble with it. Luckily, he was already set up to work from home, so that's working well for us. We're not having to learn anything new. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Krista. And hey, Shira. Well, I guess it is working. Yay. Hey, y'all. Hey. I hope everyone out there is doing well. I was doing a quick little update. Tim was already set up to work from home, and I have learned, hey, Melanie. Hey, Sarah, and hey, Erica. Yay, it's working. Hey, everybody. I've learned a lot about telecommunications and things in the last week. We've been using an app called Zoom, which is something Tim had used for years at work. I'd never heard of, but I've been using it a lot. I think I've probably done about 20 Zoom calls between family, friends, and our church is utilizing it for both our Bible study, our ladies' Bible study, and also for our Sunday school group. Hey, Andrea, Angel, and the others. Hey, Stacy, all is well. Oh, good. Rachel and Angel, I hope you guys are doing well. And Erica, I hope that you are doing well and everybody is staying safe and staying diligent and washing your hands and using all that kind of good stuff and staying away from all the people that have the virus. Oh, Stacy, I've learned a lot about Zoom. Zoom is helping us connect with our church family, and it's also helping me connect with some family members. It's really easy to use, and you can use it on several platforms. I've had people using it with an iPhone, an iPad, a desktop. I think we've had somebody with an Android, but most everyone in our little circle of friends and family seems to use Apple products like iPhones and stuff. Sarah, oh, well, Sarah, are you in the medical field, Sarah, or are you something else essential? Thank you for whatever you're doing. The people that are still out there on the front lines, first responders and pharmacies and grocery stores and all the things that all of us really took for granted for a long time. We appreciate you people, all y'all going out there, and I hope that you're very safe, Sarah, and that you're not getting exposed to anything. Let's see, has anybody else got any questions? I just wanted to try this. I actually had to get Tim's computer. I tried the other day to do a YouTube live and couldn't figure it out on my own. He set this one up for me. I think we did one a year and a half ago on my birthday. It was what I asked for my birthday that year, and that's the only live we've ever done. So I'm actually really surprised this worked and actually really happy. And there is Chrissy. Hey, Chrissy. I'm not in the medical field, manager at a truck stop. Oh my goodness, you are very essential, Sarah, because truckers are the only things that are keeping us going. And I don't know if it's the same where you guys are. I haven't been out in a little over a week, but the last time or two I ventured out, the stores were empty. I shared a few pictures on our Instagram and Facebook page at a couple of our stores that were just wiped out. The very first week, everything was wiped out was paper products, toilet paper, paper towels, Clorox, Lysol, wipes, things like that. But there was plenty of food. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were like, apparently everyone just thinks they need toilet paper and they're not worried about food. But by the time I'd gone back to the store a week later and run in to get milk and eggs and bread, they were wiped out of bread. They were limiting the milk, and it was almost out. And things are getting harder to find. I'm actually going to try to stay away from the store and use things that I have here, which is, as Tim's been teasing me lately, he said, you've been preparing for this your whole life with your pantry hoarding. And I've got a very well-stocked pantry, a very well-stocked freezer. My refrigerator is getting a little bare, but we're going to work with it. There are going to be some fewer meals in the next week or two that have fresh items like salads, which if y'all have watched here before, you know that I love to make a good salad, but I don't have any lettuce right now, so we're going to come up with something else. Let's see. Hey, Gail and Andrea, aren't you sweet? Chrissy, I've only ever done one of these before, and I don't know if I've ever participated in more than one or two, but they're kind of fun that you can chat, although as I was telling telling people earlier, and someone said that they had Zoom too. We've been using Zoom, which is really nice because you get kind of the two-way interaction. This is more of a one-way, but I appreciate you guys stopping by. It's so cool that I was able to do this and you guys are there. Let's see. Animation Princess, thank you so much for stopping by. Erica, your Kroger had meat and you had toilet paper? Erica, I bet they were limiting it, but that's good. I'm hoping that the supply chain will get caught up here in the next few days or a week. Maybe if people will stop the panic buying, they can catch up in most places. Melanie, and child support. I would imagine that is essential, but I hope that the clients that you were helping are all okay. Gail, we have had a lifetime. We come by that naturally. We have good genes for learning to stock up. Walmart everywhere destroyed. Hi, Lori. I think you're right. I haven't actually been in our Walmart. I've been in our Kroger and our Sam's, and I never ever thought I would see a Sam's warehouse aisle completely empty of everything, even the stuff that they pile up on the top because they use pallets in Costco and Sam's, and they are totally wiped out. Destroyed is a really good word. Where is it? Okay, I'm going to let you guys answer that, Animation Princess and Melanie. Sarah, we are in the great state of Mississippi, way down south. We didn't tell anybody for a while, but we finally revealed that. And let me tell you, today in Mississippi, you guys probably do not want to be down here. It is currently 87 degrees, and it feels like 90. My sweet husband is outside doing yet another project. If y'all watched the video that posted this morning, you've seen some of the woodworking he's done. He's moved on to another project. Tim works very hard. He's trying to stay away from the golf course because one of the members at his golf course tested positive for the coronavirus, and they have put in quarantine some people that came into contact with him. Thankfully, it was not Tim. And 2 of the golf pro shop employees, they've put them in quarantine for a couple of weeks, and they're paying them. But there are people here getting it in Mississippi, but he's staying away. So he's putting himself to work. He's outside sweating up a storm in this 87 degree, too early for this weather. Let's see, you guys are in other states. They do have I've been reading that there are limits on different items, 1 or 2. I actually saw that in Sam's when I was there a week ago. A couple of items, they said limit 1 or limit 2. Gail, I'm surprised that's considered essential. And Chrissy, oh my goodness, if your husband works at Walmart, I bet he's working a lot of extra hours and shifts. Please tell him thank you. And we appreciate that these stores are able to be open. Anyone that works in that type of essential retail business right now really deserves all of our thanks and appreciation. And we do, just like the medical people who are on the front lines. I've been reading a lot of stuff lately about people sewing masks. I know my sister has, and a lot of friends that I know, and we appreciate that, and I know all the medical people do. Let me see if I can catch up real quick. 94 degrees in Oklahoma. Oh my goodness, Lori, y'all are hotter than we are. It's overrun. Oh, Chrissy, I bet it is. I bet he comes in exhausted when he's finally able to leave. Walmarts and grocery stores right now are crazy. I can't imagine the pressure and the stress that they're under. For Sam's, out of stock, sold. They were out of a lot of things. The few things that they had, Animation Princess, they had a sign up said limit 1 or limit 2. And Krista, I can't believe it's cold there. How cold is it? Because it's 87 here, and I'm actually sitting here sweating. I want to go turn the air conditioner on. If you see, I've got the ceiling fans on, and y'all can't see, I've got shorts on. I am burning up. Chrissy, thank you for watching. We appreciate all y'all's support for supporting our videos. I know a lot of people come just for the food, so when I put a video out that's not food related, excuse me, I'm having a hot flash. I actually normally get a lot of thumbs down, and we lose a lot of subscribers because most people come for the food because it is called Let's Cook Y'all, and it's mostly food related. So for you guys to come and watch the other content and videos that we have and support them really actually means a whole lot to us. Let's see. Sarah in Texas relate to the heat. Yep. I think I'm gonna have to turn the air conditioning on tonight. We almost turned it on last night, but it's actually dipping down in like 58 or 60, so it's a little cooler at night. But I think through the weekend it's supposed to be 87 or 90, and I feel like always try to make it till at least the end of March or Easter. I don't think we're going to make it this year. We had a really mild winter. We didn't have very much cold. It was really wet. We're just grateful that it's not raining every day. Everything's real spongy and muddy still here. But it's hot right now. Let's see. Time for the clubs to do. Yeah, I think it's time for everything to do limits until the supply chain can catch up and until people stop the panic hysteria of, I got to have 47 rolls of toilet paper. I'm not going to make it through self-isolation, which is crazy. Two things, a 9-pack of toilet paper will last most people at least a week or two. And they're only asking people to stay home 14 or 15 days, although I don't think anybody knows how long any of this is going to last. Okay, let me see if I can catch up. Melanie's answering that question. Andrea, how cool is it in Connecticut? I heard the other day, I think someone left a comment on our, maybe a couple comments on our What's for Dinner, that they got snow up in maybe Pennsylvania or New York. Did y'all get snow? Andrea, hey, Shamar. It is too hot too soon, Lori. I don't think it needs to be 90 while it's still March. And did any of y'all grow up? I always heard the phrase, in March, in like a lion, out like a lamb. And I know it was really windy in the first part of March. I have had a couple of videos where my wind chimes are going nuts. And I think it's going out like a really hot, poor little sweaty lamb. Let's see, 46, Krista, oh my gosh. Krista, if your girls are there, Keaton, hey Keaton, we miss seeing you. I'm behind on watching videos and I hope all of you guys are doing well. Everybody out there, Krista at Logue's Life, which is a great friend of our channel, and all the rest of y'all watching, I hope everybody is well and healthy and taking this serious. So let's see, oh, Shamar, I know you do, and you've been here almost since the beginning, Shamar. We appreciate this. It's live. I can't do anything about it, and I couldn't see out of my glasses, so it is what it is. In Florida, we've had some rain, but it's just about to taper off, Shira, and I think it's fixing to enter that hot and dry season. The hand is, knock on wood, I got to find some wood somewhere, knock on wood. The hand is better. I got a shot right here in my wrist, and it took about 8 or 10 days, and then I started feeling just the tiniest bit of relief. And then as each day goes on, I have a whole set of exercises and PT and therapy that I do. I stopped icing it, but I actually, what I have is called decurvanes or decurvanes, and they perform a test. If you can take your thumb and fold it in and put your fingers around it, and you're able to go forward, really with this one. You can go all the way down with it and it doesn't pull in here, then you don't have decurvanes. Before I had the shot, I couldn't move it at all. And now I've got a little movement and I can give a thumbs up, which I couldn't do, and I can bend my hand, which I could do, and I couldn't do this kind of a motion. So it's a lot better. My only concern is that the shot that took about 10 to 14 days to start taking effect, I'm just hoping it doesn't start wearing off. I've felt some relief for at least about 10 days. So I'm hoping it stays that way. Otherwise, the orthopedic doctor, the specialist that I talked to, said my only other option was surgery. So I had everybody at church and all of my friends and family praying, because I really don't want to have surgery on my primary hand at this point. Let's see. Thanks for asking, Shamar. 54, Andrea, that's not too bad. I would take 54 anytime. I'm sure y'all are over the snow, although I don't think it was as bad this winter, even up north, snow-wise. Let's see. Gail, are you talking about in like a lion, out like a lamb? I guess that's an old thing that you grow up with. I've heard it my whole life. Hey, Keaton, is she the one that made me the ketchup plate? That was Tim Keaton that made you the happy plate both times with his ketchup. He likes to draw things with his food. And actually, sometime I'll have to get Tim to make you, Miss Keaton. He takes an apple and cuts it up and makes little animals and birds out of it. He hasn't done it in a long time. He used to do it for some of our nieces and nephews. I'll have to get him to make you some apple art, we call it. But Keaton, yes, it's good to see you, sweetheart. I bet you're liking having your mom and your dad home. Let's see, Juve, Lori, we heard that too, but then we also, and it's in Australia and New Zealand, and it's the middle or the end of their summer, which it's really hot. So we're not sure if the heat's going to stop the coronavirus or whatever. We're just trying to do the best we can and take precautions and be safe and be diligent and wash hands. And I've got a really big thing of wipes, and I take them with me everywhere I go, or I take gloves in the store. And I've actually just tried to stay home. Probably in the last 2 weeks, I've only gone to Kroger once, and I did make a quick run to Sam's, and I've been ordering some stuff and having it delivered, and we go get it with gloves on. Tim's real particular. He's like, wipe everything off. So we've stayed really healthy, and I hope everyone out there is still really happy and healthy. And people, we've talked to some people that are like, I don't want to be home, and I'm with my kids, and I just want to go back to work. And we try to tell them, you got to look at this to just slow down and listen and be still and hear God's voice and spend time with our family and lose our connections to some of this stuff and slow down with the hurried pace of life and look at this as a blessing, because it could be. It's hard, and I'm not trying to diminish that. Or I know a lot of people are affected. I know a lot of people are sick, and a lot of people have passed away, but it can be a good thing for some of us if we try. Let's see. Oh, Melanie, you're sweet. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate your prayers. You've been praying for my hand from the beginning, and I appreciate that. Let's see. It's 55 in Michigan. Shmore, that's cold. Did y'all get snow over the weekend or this week? Do you want to trade? I'll take 55 if you'll take my 87, Shmore. Let's see. Sorry. Oh, every time I cough, I tell Tim, ooh, coronavirus. And he says, don't say that. Roll my little cart. We call them buggies here where I lived. I rolled my little cart on an aisle where nobody was. And I went like this and coughed into my corner of my shirt. And I looked up, and there was like 3 people that stopped dead in their tracks. And they were like, she's coughing. What do I do? It was like deer in headlights. And they were like, oh my gosh, could she be sick? And there's pollen here, and sometimes I cough. So I do not have the coronavirus. Let's see. Keaton, I would talk to you all day, Keaton, if I could. You're one of my favorite people on YouTube. Don't tell your mama, but I only watch your videos because you're in them, Keaton. Not for your mama or your daddy, although your big sister Kenny is very cute. Let's see. Cough or sneeze. I know if you cough or sneeze in public, everybody's like, and they don't know what to do, and they start running the other way. It's really kind of funny. Let's see. Eating too much. Gail, that's the problem with staying at home, is that I just want to eat all the time, and I'm sitting on the computer more than I used to, because we are doing the Zoom thing, as I said, with friends and family, and a lot with my church family, and I seem to want to grab chocolate. And if you guys have been here before, you know that I have this serious issue with chocolate, and Tim got into one of my chocolate stashes, and he nearly demolished it, as well as my cookie butter, and he emptied that jar, and I got on a kind of a panic streak, because I had told him, there I go again, coronavirus. I told him at Valentine's Day not to get me any chocolate, because he'd gotten a lot at Christmas. And I'm like, I've still got some, I'm good. And he started getting into my chocolate stashes, and that was really the only thing I panicked about. So I got on the Sam's website, and I ordered me 2 big things of chocolate. And one of them's been delivered, and the other one's coming in a couple of days. So I'm going to survive this, because I'm going to have a lot of chocolate. I'm going to keep eating it because it makes me happy. My shorts for summer, I'm going to go, okay, these don't button anymore. And it's going to be a real problem. Right now, I'm sitting around the house in sweatpants and yoga pants. And right now, I've got really loose shorts on, so everything fits. But after I eat all this chocolate that I'm eating, and the other part is I want to bake bread. There's something about being at home and being stuck. And plus, one of the stores was out of bread. And I told Tim, I said, I found yeast, although the flour was out, but I had a really good stock of flour. And I said, I can just bake bread. And then I thought, that's the worst thing I can do, because when I bake bread, we eat it all. And I mean, in a very short amount of time, but I love to bake bread. Okay, let me see if I can catch up. Chrissy, I'm so glad you have Ryan or a Tim. I feel this because I don't know if it's very much of it is in our Q&A or get to know us video on the main channel page, but I waited a long time for my Tim, and I kissed a lot of frogs before I found a prince, and I try really hard not to take him for granted, because he really is a fantastic guy. And I know every woman thinks her husband is, and I'm in the same boat, but really, Tim, to put up with me, I mean, he's got to be pretty extraordinary. So I try not to take him for granted, and I try not to boast, because I was in a boat for a long time that I didn't have a Tim, and I was very lonely. So I try not to take it for granted, but I'm always really, really happy to hear of anyone else that notices our relationship or it appeals to them, because I want them to hold out hope that they can have a Tim too, or that come in. He's outside doing a project. But anyway, I'm glad to have my Tim in my life. And Chrissy, I'm really glad that you have a Ryan or a Tim in your life. Let's see. We did get snow. Shamar, I don't think y'all got as much this winter. I'm sorry you got snow. Like I said, I'm happy to trade my 87-degree heat for your cold. I am sorry that you're sick, though. I hope you feel better. You might not can find it, and you probably don't want to get out, but when I get sick, cold or sinus, my thing is I like to take zinc, like Zicam, and I drink a lot of hot tea, drink a lot of water. I'm a big believer in flushing stuff out by drinking a lot of that stuff. Gail, Tim finds all of my hiding places. I know you can teach me to hide chocolate and things better in my house, but he has a sixth sense, and he knows where all my hiding places are. So there's really no place in this house. You can try to teach me. Hey, Tim, it's just me. Tim is outside, and we're doing a little chat. I actually didn't think I'd be able to set the camera up and do a live stream without him, but he is outside, but I will tell him you said hey. So, hey, Tanya, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one eating junk food or chocolate. And I was just talking about, I really, really, really want to start making bread, and I might. I haven't yet. Shamar, bread can be hard to make. I think there's an art to making bread. I actually kind of cheat sometimes. I do have a bread maker that I have probably not gotten out of storage and hooked up in 2 or 3 years. If y'all hadn't noticed before, which you probably have, most of you guys are pretty loyal and faithful to our channel. I'm kind of a gadget queen, so I do have a bread machine, and it helps with the proofing of the yeast and stuff. But I've made bread before. It's really good. So I could make that one if my bread machine doesn't work. But I'm really, really feeling the itch to pull my bread machine out, layer in the ingredients. Every bread machine's different, but most of them you put the liquids on the bottom, and then you build the flour and sugar and baking powder and salt and stuff, and then you make a little well on the top and put the yeast, and it does all the work for you. You can make a whole loaf, or you can take it out, which is what I usually do, and work with the dough and then bake it in the oven. But I adore making bread. It's something I used to do many years ago. This is probably my second or third bread machine that I've got. But as I've aged, I've discovered I cannot eat the amount of bread that I used to eat before. If y'all have noticed on our What's for Dinner videos, I'm trying to show my plate and Tim's plate, because that boy can eat 3 times what I can. And when I try to make my plate and my portion sizes the same as him, and he'll come to me the next day and said, oh, I didn't eat as much last night. I lost 3 pounds. And I look at him incredulous, like, if I breathe, I can gain 2 pounds, because it's really just not fair. He can cut back on 1 spoon of taco pasta for supper and not eat a piece of bread with his, and he'll lose 3 or 4 pounds just like that. And look, I can snap. I couldn't snap before either, y'all, because that requires you using your thumb. Anyway, let me catch up. Is she buffering or just me? It could be me, Tanya. We've been using Zoom, and I've had a couple of buffering issues, so it could be me. I apologize for that. You two are all, Krista, you're sweet. Thank you. But I love watching you and Chad, too. Y'all have a great marriage, too. She is buffering. Sorry. Thank you, Tanya. It's not a good hair day. I don't know if any of y'all are on Facebook, but there's a cute little meme going around Facebook. It says, that's what color most people's hair. I'm already in that boat. I need to call my salon. I have a feeling that they've already closed and canceled. And my hair is already just about to that really bad point. But thank you, Tanya. That was very sweet. Oh, Chrissy, that's sweet. That sounds like ours. I can't get enough of the gooey stuff. So you can stop typing in the chat about gooey stuff, but I will be gooey and talk about Tim all day long if anybody would listen. But I know you guys, that's ad nauseum, and y'all get tired of me talking about Tim, but I do love him, and I am very blessed every day, and I try to I try to remember that. Believe me, there are times the man can infuriate me because he can push my buttons like nobody's business. He can just look at me and set me off. But we don't fight a lot. We've learned through the years because he works from home and I'm here all the time to get along most of the time. And Tim has the patience of Job. So we have times, but 98.9% of the time we get along fabulously, and I feel very lucky. Let's see, Shamar, I can send you some. There is a lot about in the Bible about fear and anxiety and worrying. And actually, in my Bible study today, we went over the part about don't worry because God has you covered in His wings. And I'm always reminded of the fact I heard many years ago that there's 365 references in the Bible to fear not, one per day of the year, and that is by design. He knows that we're going to fear. He knows we're going to worry. I'm probably the world's biggest worrier, but I try to remember that there's now absolutely nothing that catches God by surprise. He is still in control in spite of the coronavirus, in spite of everything. He can still be glorified in all of this. We can still all honor Him and do our best to help each other and show what it's like to be. That's the Bible study we're doing right now. You'll see in the next video. They had canceled it at our church because they didn't want people to congregate. And then, excuse me, I need some water. And then we learned about the app Zoom, and our church was able to work on that with us. So we're all able to connect, both our Sunday school group on Sundays and also my ladies' Bible study. So we're still doing a study about being a part of the kingdom of God and spreading His word. Okay, it's scrolling off. So let me see. Don't be anxious, Tanya. Just be safe, be diligent, and remember that this, my daddy in our family, he had a very famous saying that everybody else says, but it's very personal to me. This too shall pass. It's taking a little longer than it should, but don't worry. It's going to be okay. God has a plan, and God has a plan for your life and my life and everybody's. And even though I know a lot of people have gotten sick, there's a plan. Is in control. Let's see. Okay, Gail. Thanks, Gail. So the Gail she talks about, yeah, that's Gail, my sister. And my other sister is on a conference call. Otherwise, she was going to join. And don't worry, I'm praying for you guys. And Tanya, I will add you and Shamar both to my list and pray that God gives you some peace and some rest. And you guys can always email me. It's letscookyall@gmail.com, and I'm happy to answer you. I actually try to answer every comment and email and Facebook and Instagram post. It takes a lot of time. And the good news is, like I said, my hand is better, so I'm able to type more. So if you guys want to have an offline conversation, feel free to email me or leave something on our Facebook page at any time, and I'll be glad to get back to you. Hi, Zach. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate all the great comments you always leave on our videos. 60 and 23 and a half hours a day if I was awake, which I wouldn't be because I'm a girl that likes her sleep. So let's see. Oh, Melanie is a prayer warrior, Shamar. If she says she will pray for you, she will pray for you. And I will too, because I feel like that's part of being the body of Christ. We're called to love, care, support, and especially to pray for each other. It does say in the Bible that where two or more are gathered in His name, He listens. And I know He hears the prayers of His people right now, as He does every day, whether they're in the midst of a crisis or a pandemic or everything's just rosy and going great. I know He hears us. So if you need a daughter, Tanya, you come on over, Tanya. We got dinner going. We are eating out of the pantry. We've got some funky meals coming up in the next week or two. I've lined up all kind of ideas. I have gone through my pantry, my freezer, my refrigerator's getting all the time. He's probably said it every 2 or 3 days since we started this self-isolating stuff. He says, you've been preparing for this your whole life. You're ready. You've got this. We can eat out of this from now till Timbuktu. So we're good. And if you guys need some ideas or help with anything, you can send me pictures. You can send me a list of ingredients you got. I'd be glad to help you. I've helped people in the past, even before this pandemic started. People have sent me pictures of their pantries and their freezer, and I've sent them some ideas. I've made them some meal plans and different things. If any of you guys need any help, I am glad to help you. Sorry. Let me catch up. I think I lost you guys. It's probably my connection, Chrissy, not you. And Tanya, like I said, you are welcome here anytime. Yep, this too shall pass was my dad's favorite phrase. We all grew up hearing that our whole life. It takes a while. It probably adds another 30 or 45 minutes a night to set up the cameras and do the filming while I'm cooking. And then I think I probably don't need to spend so much time, and I wish that I was a little better with editing. I do feel like I've gotten better since we started this channel. I think that we are close to 500 videos, and I would like to think I'm better at the editing than when I started, but I try to edit the videos to the best of my ability, and I usually end up spending anywhere probably from 5 to 8 hours per What's for Dinner video on the editing process, in addition to the extra filming every night. So I don't crank out videos as much as I used to. I just couldn't keep up that pace, especially once I started to have the issues. I'm about 99% sure the problem with my hand started from up in my little office area where I have a bigger screen. He got me some wrist pads that I rest my hand and my fingers on when I'm typing on the keyboard, and that has helped the pain in my hand and my wrist a lot. Let's see. Thank you, Zach. And Melanie is sweet, Gail. She participated in one virtually with us in one of our Bible studies, and she is my prayer warrior friend. So tell me another site. Gail, I will always help you with your food. You know that. Let's see. Melanie, you are. Hey, Chrissy, stocked up. Tanya, if you need some ideas with anything you've got on hand, just send me a message or leave a comment. I think I haven't, like I said, I have only done one live video, but I think the one we did a year and a half ago, people could leave comments. So just leave a comment there. If you've got something, I do. I mean, I'm not the answer girl, but I have a lot of ideas of things to cook. I probably have a page and a half of menu ideas from going through my pantry and my freezer of things that I know that I could make with most of the ingredients I have on hand. I told Tim the other day, I opened up and I realized I had 1 can of diced tomatoes, which is unusual for me. I'm kind of a food hoarder, and I thought I had 3 or 4, and I started looking in my pantry and I realized, oh yeah, I've been trying to do a pantry challenge since like January or early February, and I'd used all my tomatoes and I just never repurchased them. I said, well, I go to Kroger every week. I can just get it, never knowing that Kroger would be completely wiped out of most of their canned. Last week when I went, all of the frozen vegetables were gone. I think there was 2 bags of frozen artichoke hearts and 1 bag of mixed like carrots section on. Okay, let me see. Gail, you do not want to be like me when you grow up. We've had this thing. I want to be like you when I grow up. Bye, Zach. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Chrissy. I actually one of the reasons I started the channel was to learn how to edit videos, and I actually work really hard and take a fair amount of pride in trying to learn to edit the videos and get better. So you were sweet. I appreciate that. Hey, Janet! I miss seeing you. I hope you're doing good up there, and you and Eric and Stewie and all the kitty cats. It's good to see you. Oh, Tanya, I love making salads. I've actually made a video because people had commented so much on making salads, but gosh, girl, right now I don't even have any lettuce. So the salads are going to be once I can get back to the store and get fresh lettuce. I stay home a little more. I was going out to Kroger once a week, and he asked me to go as long as I could. I think he wants his grocery budget to be a little better, and he wants me to stay away from the store. But I'm going to try to make meals probably for the next 6 to 8 days out of what I've got on hand, which means it won't have hardly any fresh fruit or vegetables, and there won't be any salads. But never fear, come when this is over and I can get back and get things, and especially come the spring and summer, I'm going to make a lot of salads. And I will tell you, if you watched the What's for Dinner this past Sunday, excuse me, that strawberry spinach salad with that honey balsamic vinaigrette was one of my favorite salads I have made in a while. I've also got a really good Chinese chicken type salad that's got mandarin oranges in it, which I love. Tim does, excuse me, I need some water. Not the coronavirus. Every time I cough, I joke about the coronavirus. I just need some water because I've been talking. I don't make it very often. But the salads will return as soon as we all get back to normal. Sorry, Gail. If I'm spinning you guys, I apologize. We actually have really good internet here. But we've noticed in our neighborhood, I've been walking a lot more, which is really good because I'm not going anywhere. I've noticed people in our neighborhood are apparently a lot of them in the non-essential category. Most of them appear to be working from home now. The kids are all home from school and the teachers. So we see people out from 7 in the morning, and we were sitting in our little keeping room den reading last night, and we heard kids outside in the yard in the street at 9:30 or 10. And Tim even made the comment, said, I guess since they don't have to get up and get on the bus at 6 or 6:30, their parents are letting them stay up at night. So the internet in our neighborhood might actually be a little or working from home, and the kids are trying to do their virtual e-learning through their school. So if it's spinning, it's probably my fault, and I do apologize for that. Janet, you're getting lots of highs, Janet, because we miss seeing you. It's good to see y'all. New York is the worst. For a while, it was Washington, and now you guys have really surged, although I'm hoping that most of those numbers are down in New York City and not where you guys are, Janet. I hope it hasn't affected y'all, and you and Eric and all of your families are doing well. Oh, you're sweet. Thank you, Janet. We were talking about the breath of fresh air. My sweet husband is actually on a new project outside in the 87 degree. It's still 87 degrees down here, and he is hot, hot, hot. And we're probably going to have to turn the air conditioning on when he gets outside. Tanya, you're sweet. I actually have had people say that. Say, I wish I hadn't watched this. Chick-fil-A is good. They are set up, Krista. You can order in their mobile app. You'll see it in the Sunny's video, and they are set up better than anybody except maybe Sonic. I don't think you guys have Sonic up there, but order Chick-fil-A. They will get you set up. The only thing I noticed, it'll be in the video. I'm repeating what's coming Sunday, but we noticed in the Chick-fil-A app that they didn't have the full menu, at least here, but that was the only thing. Go get some Chick-fil-A, Krista, and eat some for me. I know, Janet, we missed your videos, but we took a long break too. It's a lot of, Janet can attest, it's a lot of work to do all this. Oh, Tanya, we were actually talking about this morning on my ladies' Bible study Zoom call, is what we really feel for is the kids that are either seniors in high school or seniors in college, because this is really affecting. They've already canceled proms if they hadn't had them, and I think they're going to cancel commencement exercises and stuff, and I feel really, really sorry. Oh, yay. I bet it is emotional for her. That's terrible. My mouth water. Krista, you are a very good cook. I've seen you cook some delicious things. You have a confidence problem. That's all you lack. If you lived with my husband, Tim, and got that confidence rub off of him, because he's an extremely confident guy, and the simple fact of the matter is he's confident because he can do everything. It absolutely infuriates me. The man doesn't do anything bad. He does everything well, but some of that rubs off. You just need a confidence factor that you can cook, because here's a secret. When I met Tim, I couldn't make tea. Southern people drink sweet tea. I never made iced tea. His mother had to teach me how. When I was single on Canada, I could boil water and make pasta, and I knew how to make guacamole. So when I married Tim, I couldn't do anything. And I've learned how to cook by watching Food Network, reading cookbooks, and now watching YouTube and stuff. So believe me, if I can cook, you or anybody out there can learn how to cook. It's not that hard. Baking is a little different. Baking, you have to follow a recipe, but cooking is more of a taste as you go kind of thing. And you can just add the stuff that tastes good to you and leave the stuff that tastes out. And I promise you, if I can do this, let's see, let me catch up real quick. Chrissy, oh, I'm sorry, Chrissy, you're probably already gone. Thanks for stopping by. So it's not bad, like 87 degrees. I'll swap, Janet. I hope it's not bad where you guys are near Albany. We actually have some neighbors that are from upstate New York, and summers they live down in the winter and they go back to their cabin. I can't remember the name of the lake that they live on, but right now they're not traveling because I don't think they're sure about getting up there. They have dogs, and so they drive, and I think they're not sure about the restaurants and hotels and getting back to upstate New York. But I hope you guys are a lot better off. I know the numbers in the state of New York are really bad. Yay, you're gonna get back to filming soon. Oh, Tanya, I know she's so upset. She and all of her classmates, that's got to be really hard. I wish I had some kind of insights into that. We don't obviously we don't have kids, and I've never been through it anyway, but I can't imagine them going through not having commencement, not having prom, finishing out with their peers, people they've gone to school with their whole lives. I can't imagine how hard it is. Angel and Rachel, hope you guys, it's probably spinning. That's probably on my end. Hope you guys are doing okay. She just bought a 2020 quarantine shirt. I haven't seen those. I wonder what they say. Chrissy, if you've got a social media and you've posted it, send me the link. I haven't seen anything like that. I've seen some stuff on Facebook talking about when the kids are 10 or 20 years from now, what they'll look back on and think about the great coronavirus quarantine of 2020. They'll talk about what they lived through. I agree. I'm so sorry for all the seniors. I'm glad, Melanie, I'm glad yours were out and they weren't seniors this year. That's oh, bye, Krista. You may already be gone. Bye, Keaton. Be a sweet girl and do what mommy and daddy say. I'm glad you caught us too, Krista. Melanie, you're right. You tell there's the verse in the Bible about his wings and he's a rock and he's a fortress and the analogies go on and on, but he's got this. Don't worry. Reality behind a quarantine shirt. I bet they're cute. Send it to my Insta. That's a good idea. Thank you. Oh, I bet she did. I wonder if there's any chance that they would reschedule the commencement for later in the summer. Have they said anything about that, Tanya? Let's see. Okay, looks like maybe I've caught up. So I've been on here probably a while. Tim's battery is starting to run down. I probably need to check on him and see about some dinner around here. Y'all leave me a comment what y'all are having for dinner tonight. My dinners are, like I said, they're getting a little easier and they're getting a little more odd combinations. I like to have composed meals. It doesn't necessarily have to be a meat, a starch, and a veggie, but I like to have something. All that for us, like it is for everybody else. We're going to start having some weird combinations and some pantry things and things that don't necessarily go together, but it is what it is. We're all living through it. Oh, Janet, hugs, big hugs to you. Thank you for stopping by. Tell Eric we said hey, and give Stewie and the kitties a big, if you can get a little scratch for them for us. Thank you, Chrissy. Y'all are too. Thank y'all for the support. Tanya, had they not had their prom, the kids here had actually had their prom. I hope they can schedule one or both of them. That would be really good. Soup, Shamar. Soup is what's for dinner. Thank you. Everybody that's right. Everybody stay healthy. I'm going to sign off. Thank y'all for stopping by and for watching. We appreciate all the support. I hope everybody's happy and healthy and staying diligent. Y'all wash your hands and use wipes and try not to go out. They really, I'm a numbers girl. Doing trying to keep people in to flatten that curve because right now it's still going way up. Everybody's got to stay home, stay diligent, stay safe, stay healthy, and you guys are always in our prayers, and we appreciate the love and support. Thank you, guys. We're going to sign off. I was hoping Tim would make it in, but he's not coming in. He's a hard worker, so I'm going to go check on him. See y'all later. There'll be a video up Sunday, and hopefully maybe something else next week, but the What's for Dinner is for Sunday, and we'll see y'all then. Bye.